Yo, 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 everybody, what's going on? We are back with another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. We got a big-time guest in the house today. We got big dog Ben Farha in the house from Wichita, Kansas. Benny, what's going on?
What's happening, Nick? What's up?
How we living, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me. So
I'm a little starstruck on this one. This guy's kind of a big deal over here, man. You know, I'm going to embarrass him because he hates when I embarrass him. That's probably his least favorite thing. So I can finally convince him to come on here. I'm going to start out with that. You know, this guy is the man in Wichita. You know, we went out there. We go out there a couple times, maybe once a year, I would say, to go hang out, check out Wichita, Kansas City, all that kind of stuff, man. You go to Wichita, they got Farha Roofing, they got Farha Carpet and Building Supply, they got Farha Construction, they got Farha Sports Center, Farha Used Cars. Man, Farha is the name out there. And every time we go out there, we have a great time. We've done Chiefs games, concerts, limos. We've been working with his roofing company for a couple years now, and it's been awesome. It's been nothing but a pleasure. He's a huge Chiefs fan, KU football season ticket holder, all right, former Saturday Night Live cue card holder. But he made some mistakes there. He almost got canned on that one. All right.
Not me.
Ah!
My buddy.
And overall, man, just a great commercial roofing contractor, a legend that you got to look up to. Benny, my man, what's going on? How we living?
Good, man. Thanks. Doing very good, man. How are you doing, Nick?
Well, this is the interview I've been the most excited about, man. I've been trying to work to get this, and they say persistence always pays off. So I got the rock star in the house today, man.
Yeah, man, this is definitely not my favorite thing to do. So I'm happy to be here and support you just because you've been such a great friend and such a great partner. So I really appreciate you, Nick.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Always a good time, too, when we're hanging out, whether it's snowboarding, drinking some sake, hitting the Chiefs game. Speaking of Chiefs, too, what's the deal here, man? You guys go out, you guys get rid of Tyreek Hill, the guy that takes the top off the defense. What happened there exactly, my friend?
I don't know, man. It's I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm upset, and sometimes I think, hey, we're going to be all right. We still got Mahomes, and we still got a loaded offense, and we picked up some really good wide receivers, snagged one from your Packers. But I think we're going to be in good shape, man. I think we're still going to go to the Super Bowl and win it. So
you hear that? Still going to go to the Super Bowl, and he's a confident man to say the least. Hey, it sounds like. I don't know. Tyreek Hill was that guy, and he has left the building. And all of a sudden, you look at I'm out here in Broncos country. I'm not a Broncos fan, but all I've been hearing is the hype about Russell Wilson. You're looking at guys like Herbert. You're looking at Derek Carr getting all these weapons. It's gonna be a heck of a challenge for you guys to put up the number of wins you're used to. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, for sure, man. The AFC West is stacked right now, and Herbert. You got, everybody out there is good, but I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, and it's tough that we're going to have to go through that gauntlet and then play all the top teams in the NFL as well. But if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? So
amen to that. Respect that, to say the least, man. So what's going on, dude? I mean, did you grow up wanting to be Patrick Mahomes, or do you want to grow up and become a big time roofing contractor?
That's funny, man. No, I didn't really plan on being a roofing contractor or Patrick Mahomes, but kind of just fell into it. Grew up, my dad is a general contractor, so I grew up in construction, doing construction things. And then after I was living out east, and like you said, worked for Saturday Night Live for a couple years, moved back and got into flipping houses, and one of my buddies started a roofing company. Went to go help him out to start that thing, and just felt like there was some bigger opportunity for myself to go do my other thing. So me and one of my best buddies started Farha Roofing in 2009. Just got out and knocked doors basically, and
were you knocking then? Were you knocking the doors?
Good journey. Oh yeah, man.
You deal closer?
My buddy Trey and.
Are you a deal closer? Yeah. Really?
That's you gotta start somewhere, man.
All right, well, let's be for real though, Benny. Were you out there knocking resi roofs that were hit by hail, or were you selling some retail? Like, what game were you made of, dude? Let's be honest here.
Definitely started out with residential roofing, knocking doors in the neighborhood in West Wichita. And, we kind of just found a honey hole, and me and Trey and one other guy just hit this neighborhood up and ended up getting a ton of jobs, and that's kind of how Farha Roofing got born, So, and then a couple years later, started getting commercial opportunities, and really dug into that, and that's kind of become my passion, or what I enjoy most is commercial. Personally, we still do a lot of residential in this market, and we love residential, don't get me wrong, but me personally, I enjoy the commercial piece of the business.
Benny only plays with the commercial now. That's you. Farha does a lot of residential, but you're spending your time on the commercial roofs, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I just really enjoy doing big footprints and dealing with building owners and commercial customers, and just the whole commercial world is, for me, it's my sweet spot more so than residential.
How do you look at, when you're looking at the commercial landscapes, it's a different ballgame than residential. I mean, residential, it's, you could, go out there, close that deal, build the roof, and get out of there. At commercial, it's much more building your portfolio, building these relationships, long-term, type stuff. I've seen you guys do some really cool ideas. You guys have done like the happy hours and stuff like that. How do you kind of view your commercial process, your sales process, nurturing, all that kind of stuff? How you go about your day?
Yeah, 100%. It is totally relational, and so when you get those opportunities, you really got to perform. And it comes down to service, really. Taking care of your people, taking care of the clients that you create, and making sure that your guys are going out there and doing the right thing. But it's.
But why do people go with Benny Farha though? Is it because you become homies with them and they know you're going to execute, basically? Like you take them to the Wichita Open, basically, hanging out, taking care of them, and then you make sure you execute? Is that kind of your approach, though?
Yeah, it's all about execution. Really, you got to put – the number one thing is to put on a good roof, right?
Yep.
Or do a great job. If you do that, everything else should take care of itself. But I tell you, I learned that the hard way a little bit when I first started doing commercial roofing. I think everybody goes through some hiccups, and we tripped on a few things and learned hard lessons. But from, had other roofers kind of call us out and just looked in the mirror, regrouped, and figured, man, I got to be really good at this if I want to pursue this, because I saw the opportunity, and so started getting very educated in commercial roofing and bringing on guys that could install great roofs, and just building a team of experts that really, can put together great systems and
your team
serve our customers well.
Your team is loaded. You scaled well. You went into different territories, different markets, and we'll talk about that too. But before we get too far on that, you mentioned the Saturday Night Live cue card thing, dude. So how the heck did you end up working for Saturday Night Live?
That's funny. So I worked on an island called Block Island, Rhode Island, at a marina. I was a dockhand, so I just tied people's boats up all day, every day. That was actually the favorite job I've ever had. But that's
cool.
Yeah, it was a blast. But one of the kids that worked at the marina, he actually worked at there was a tiki bar at the end of the marina, and it was my day off, and I was sitting at the bar, and somehow it came up that when Saturday Night Live doesn't shoot in the summer, so in the off season, Pete came and bartended. So while I was sitting at the bar, I found out that Pete worked for Saturday Night Live, and I was like, Pete, hook me up with a job, and I was just joking, and he opens his flip phone, walks down to the other end of the bar, makes a phone call, closes his flip phone, comes back, and he's like, I got you a job. I'm like, Pete,
no way.
Don't mess with me, man. Come on. He's like, no, seriously, we need a guy. So it just was right place, right time type of deal. And so ended up doing that for a couple of years. So one of the other guys that worked there lived in New York and needed somebody to sublease his apartment. So that worked out, and did that for a couple of years. So
dang, dude. So. And so who did you all meet? Did you meet some cool people?
Yeah. I mean, I was around a lot of people. So, like, the cast in, it was 0405 and 0506. It was like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Rob Riggle my first year, Vanessa Mitchell, Fred Armisen, Seth Meyers.
Dang.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities. But the funny thing is, when I was there, I was like, man, the cast has really gone downhill, because none of these guys were megastars yet. So, but
now
wow. You look back and all these guys have blown up. Yeah, like Andy Samberg. Who else? So Sudeikis, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig. Those were. When you look back, it was an incredible cast. But it was just funny. I remember when I was there, I just was, because I grew up with watching Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and Chris Farley and those guys. So.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Big fan of Adam Sandler, dude. Big fan of Adam Sandler for sure.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool, pretty cool opportunity. But then you almost got canned. You messed up the cue cards, dude. Hey, what is, dude?
No. I told you that the story is my buddy almost got canned. So he was doing the cards for Weekend Update, and I remember it was the only time Lorne Michaels ever came back to the cue card area. And my buddy Bill, he pulled 2 cards, and. You can't pull 2 cards. Obviously, you skip a card when you're when they're reading off of it. And Lawrence came back and told my boss Wally, he's like, "Hey, if that ever happens again, Bill is gone." That's probably the closest interaction we ever had with Lawrence, because he was kind of just untouchable. So, but.
Dude, that is wild.
Yeah, it wasn't me, man.
That is wild, man.
It was, but it was a rush doing those cards. When you're out there and they're shooting, it's like a live game, and it's just, it was pretty awesome. So.
Dude, yeah, no, that is epic, man. That's one thing I love about you, man. You do a great job. You have, obviously you have a great story like that, but I feel like you love what you do, dude. You're always having a good time. It seems like, and it seeps into the environment. We worked with contractors all over the country, and I can tell when there's a good culture, fun culture. I got to go hang out with a lot of your team and whatnot when I was on town with Chris. You can tell they're motivated, they're excited, they're staying around past, closing time, if you will. That's cool to see, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. I mean, who wants to come to work with a long face, right? Like, we want to build a team or a culture of people that enjoy working with each other. And we're roofers, and this is a hard job, for all of us, everybody. It's like the team we got to mesh and blend together and have something good. So that's something that we definitely put a big focus on is building a team of people that enjoy working with each other and respect each other and try to help one another out. So,
and dude, you guys have worked on some pretty impressive projects. We've got to put some case studies together for you guys and stuff like that. You guys have worked on some big projects for sure. Schools, just big commercial buildings. A lot of cool work you guys have been able to do. You kind of mentioned when you first started that. Hey, you kind of paying the dump tax, on these commercial projects. It's not easy, right? You end up losing money, you start making mistakes.
Right.
Quoting is not easy. How did you kind of get to the
Right.
point where you felt
Yeah,
comfortable with
absolutely.
those bigger projects?
Oh man, probably paid a lot of tuition through the
Hmm.
dumb tax, right? So yeah, just going through a lot of hiccups and hangups and learning, but striving to be better and better and better. And I think we're all striving to be better every day inside of this
Hmm.
organization. So I think that's what helps out. It's just like there's a lot for all of us to learn all the time, and we just have to keep pushing and
Hmm.
you know
Well, you're always
aiming to be
investing.
better. So
What I like about you too is you said you're always aiming better. You actually do mean that. Like you're willing to invest money. Like since I've known you, you've never had any issues
sure,
investing money, right? Where you're like, hey, I'll invest in marketing, I'll invest in coaching, I'll bring in a sales trainer to coach my team, right? Like you'll do. I know you brought in Chuck too the other time, right? Where he just did like I think it was a kickoff or something like
yeah,
that in Kansas City, right? Like you're willing to invest that money, and I think that might be a big differentiating factor of why you're so successful. Have you always had that mindset where you kind of understand, hey, you put this in, you get this out type thing, or where did that come from?
sure, yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, to bring in a guy like Chuck Toki or bring in Steve Patrick or any of these
Hmm.
guys that, are in the industry that, have all this knowledge. All you're going to do is load your guys up with, more weapons to approach projects or different ways to look at things. So, yeah, we're definitely, those are easy checks to write. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I know all that stuff comes back in spades. So, um,
They appreciate that too. I mean, if I'm
yeah,
on your team, I appreciate that stuff. It goes a long way because it means you're investing in me and my success. So, it it definitely like that's one thing I've always been impressed by you too, right? Where it's like, oh hey, I'll invest that money. I know what I got to do, right? This is kind of the name of the game. I think a lot of business owners struggle with that. So that's always been something that I've been impressed with you. What about on the production side then? Because you have in-house production, don't you?
right, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we put those guys through NRCA training. We also send them off to different manufacturers, offer different training and stuff. So we'll send them to Dallas or Oklahoma or Pennsylvania, wherever they got to go to get that training. But that goes along with if you're going to put on great roofs, you got to have great installers. So,
Hmm.
and just like I said, all that stuff comes back. Those are easy investments. Those are not, and thank God we've been fortunate, so we can do those things. But yeah, that stuff's not. Those are not hard decisions for me to make.
Right. What about so
So,
do you I mean, what's
but
the
yeah,
benefits of having that in-house production? Do you like that a lot? Is that pretty big for you guys or
yeah. Well, it helps you control the product that you put out.
hmm.
And from time to time we get an influx of work, and we'll bring on some sub labor. When we do that, we have great guys we can attach to those jobs that I know are going to watchdog any sub crew that might be on a project we have going on.
Hmm.
But quality control is just so important, especially in flat roofing.
Hmm.
That's where it counts. I mean, don't get me wrong. It all roofs need to be done very well, but a flat roof is gonna, if you don't put it on right, it'll get you in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
So
Tell me flat roofing. What do you think? What kind of roofs do you like? What kind of you don't like coatings, I know that, right? And so this is what I love just getting in there because everybody has a different
yeah,
opinion on all this stuff. That's why I love talking because then I think about people listening in the
yeah,
truck and be like, oh no, I don't agree with that, or oh I do agree with that. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, what do you
Yeah,
like in
I,
commercial?
I think there's a lot of applications that have their place, right? I in Southeast Kansas,
Hmm.
I like TPO. In Colorado, I like EPDM.
Ah.
It just depends on the climate zone. So we want to reflect the heat here. In Colorado, they want to retain it a bit more. I think EPDM is a great product too. Coatings are a good product. We like to do silicone, but the roof really has to qualify for us. We're not going to just give you a silicone or a coating bid to give you a low number.
Hmm.
It's got to be the roof's got to be something that we feel like is going to hold a 10-year warranty on it, you know.
So what are you thinking mentally, though? Because
people,
I don't think you like any kind of spray, like any kind of foam. Personally, I don't think you're a big fan of it. Is that correct?
You're trying to get me to... I've never applied a spray foam roof, and a lot of them that I've seen have been sponged up or, just when I get to them. So, I know there's guys out there that do them and probably do a good job, but my experience is just inspecting them after they're in poor condition. So,
dude, that's
always been my hesitancy.
I think there's two situations from the people here. Either, oh, I love it. Yeah, we offer it, low price opportunity. They get this, this, and this. And then there's the guys who've been in it for a while where it seemed like with people that were doing it, were doing just awful installs, or like anybody was doing it and they're doing it wrong. And so they're so jaded because they're like, we've seen so much crap production on it that we just don't even deal with it. That's kind of what you're saying basically, or what?
100%. Yeah. I know, because I know some good spray foam guys, and I'm sure that they do good jobs, but I probably see the work that the bad guys do, So I'm just my experience has just not been great. Well, what I've seen, I've not been impressed with. So
this podcast is all trait transparency. We say what we like. We don't like brand names. Doesn't matter. I don't care. That's the new thing in this vibe. We say whatever it is. You know what I mean? And that's kind of starts the conversation from there. So I like it. So what about, dude? So you've been crushing the service game, dude. Hey. What's going on with the service game? You got some good stuff going on there. I'm all about that life.
It's definitely been a big focal point for us in the last year. We think it's a huge opportunity to get more commercial projects. And it's also a great revenue source as well. There again, you have to have the right people. And we're really lucky, in our Wichita market and our Kansas City market. We've got really good service teams built up like a foundation in both those markets right now. We're working on it in Denver, but haven't really, pursued it too hard yet. But service has been it's something that we never really. I mean, we ran leak calls all the time, but we didn't just focus on it with a laser focus. And now that we're going after it hard, we're seeing it. We're seeing what could come back from taking care of these clients and customers, and
what I loved about it though,
book of business too.
Was exactly what I loved about it though too is so your setup is, I forgot, does he just sell service work or does he just run the sales? What's the setup there? Because I remember how did you set that up again?
Right. So it has been. Dan is just he's our service manager, and so he sells a lot personally, but then our other commercial project managers will sell service as well. But for a long time he was selling 90% of it. Now that's probably down to 50% of it. So,
okay, but that's how he spends most of his time though, is just pretty much managing the service work, closing deals on that side of things and all that.
And we just brought Yep, and now we have a commercial coordinator, Tiana. You haven't met her yet, but she's helping keep all that stuff in line. So as that thing grows, we had to have more support for it.
Yeah, well, that was the cool part too. Is you could see how excited Dan was. So when we came out there to Wichita for our little annual visit. You could tell he was jacked up about it. And so some of the other guys were pretty excited about the direction of the service too. So that was pretty exciting to see. And then you're running high profit on those jobs too. And are you keeping them busy now, would you say, or?
Yeah, we're staying steady for sure. So we're always a couple weeks out on service, and we just had a ton of rain here a couple weeks ago, and that just backed everything up more. But we don't want to be too much more than 2 weeks out if we can handle that. So sometimes when that happens, we'll even bring on some of the guys from the crew and knock some projects out and then get them back out on jobs. But
So how long you been a business owner now? How long have you owned Farha Roofing?
So I think it was '09 that we started.
Oh nine,
So
right? So what is it?
that's
What year is it
13
now?
years.
Yeah, 13
Yeah,
years, hey? So are you still the same motivated you were
yeah.
13 years ago as you are today? When you get out of bed in the morning or what?
Sure. Yeah. Some days are different, but there's just there's ebbs and flows, right? And so certain things happen, and you get reinvigorated. So
Yeah.
sometimes. I mean, I'll be honest. The last year with dealing with materials, you feel like
Oh,
you land a contract, and then now you got to get the materials, and it's like a parachute went off behind your back.
oh, dude,
You're
that's the
you're trying to.
worst.
Yeah. So, but we've been able to navigate it and take care of it. Thank God. So, but it's been harder to be a commercial roofer in the last 12 months, I think, than it ever was before. It used to be just call up the supplier and tell them to drop the
Hmm.
material. Now it's like, okay, I got to get screws over here, I got to get glue over here, I got to get the membrane here, or I just have to buy a ton of membrane and throw it in the warehouse and I'll use it on something. So uh, yeah, it's just been it's been a, a unique situation, but what doesn't kill us will just make us stronger, right? So
Hmm. It's been weird times to say the least, right? It feels like you get knocked down, you finally get some, momentum as you start getting up and they knock you back down again, right? But it's one of those weird things where, the chaos kind of brings the best in you. You said, you're like, well, some things just kind of spark you again, right? Reignite you, if you will. And for me, it's usually when I make mistakes or if the business is, if you have a bad month or something like that, I'm like, dude, what am I doing? Get back together, man. And then all of a sudden I start to sharpen it up a little
yeah,
bit. You're like, all right, well, I needed that. Now I'm thinking differently. And that those are the
right,
moments that
yeah,
actually are kind of fun because you're like, oh, I just learned a lot actually.
right. No, it's funny. Yeah, it's like sometimes your back's got to be against the wall for you to push forward as fast as or far as you can, right?
Hmm.
So it's like, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Those are the times like when the going gets tough, you just got to dig in and get it, and that's been something that's kept us around for a long time, I think. So
That's
we've
big
always
time.
been able to kind of to pull through. So yeah,
Hmm. That's why they call you Big
so
Time Benny.
but nobody calls me that.
BTB, we got Big Time Benny in the house with the KU Cup, man. Come on. Me and CP got to go to those KU games now that his coach is out there.
Yeah, man, we're gonna
You
do it.
know?
Wait, I got the tickets this year, so we'll do it for sure.
Heck yeah. You committed to 75 hard. Basically, this is what happened here, right? So I never thought in a million years, to be honest with you, that Randy was going to do 75 hard. Zero chance ever thought he was going to do it. His wife did it. Zero chance Randy's going to do it. Like even the way like he talked about it, I was like, there's zero chance he ever. Somehow Randy's like, I need a reset button. I'm going to hit the 75 hard. And I tell Benny, I'm like, all right, if he hits 75 days, you gotta do it. Sure enough, Randy ends up pulling it off, knocking it out. And then you end up doing it. Hey, you end up doing it right
Absolutely,
afterwards.
yeah.
What kind of impact did that have, do you think, on the business? Did you have more energy? Like, tell me about what do you think that had in your life and your business? What kind of impact did that have?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Just put me in a great mindset. I really think that that's one of the best programs. The guy that came up with that, he's pretty brilliant. But I wish I could live by it, but unfortunately, I just don't have that discipline. But
Hmm.
yeah, I was probably in one of the best places I've ever been in when I was doing that. There, towards the end, you don't even want to quit. You're just like, man, I'm on fire. So you're taking care of yourself, your body, you're reading, you're feeding your body good things, and it was huge for me. So I think it does. It helped every aspect of my life, and I look back and I do think about it, and I will do it again. I'm sure. I know
Hmm.
Randy just tried to do it again, um, but yeah, it's a big commitment, but it's worth it. And if somebody's looking for a reset, I highly highly encourage it. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was great. It was
I think
great. So
any kind of reset's always a good option. You look at a guy like Ben. He's been doing this for 13 years. He's been doing. You think about it, right? As a business owner, right? I do the same thing for the last 5 years. You wake up and you're doing the same grind day in and day out, trying to, you know what I mean? You're trying to make your mark every single day, doing the exact same thing, right? Which is it weirdly exciting because it's helping to build something, right? And that's really cool to watch for sure, but it's very repetitive, right? And so it's easy to get stuck in the day-to-day or to not improve or kind of get in a lull or whatever it might be. When you hit that reset button and you do something like that, right, just something different, helps you change your perspective, it helps you be more energized. All of a sudden you're thinking more creative, and then you're bringing that energy into the company for sure. They can feel it. You definitely do feel it. When you're feeling yourself and you get out of bed in the morning as a leader and you walk into the office or whatever it might be, everyone's feeling that. Hey, it just seeps into the culture. Everybody feels it, And one thing that I'm actually working on myself too is because it's easy when you get busy, but is having a culture that focuses on business or personal development. When you got people that are just pushing each other, keeping each other accountable, trying to improve as a person, it's going to have a significant impact on people having better results at work. Hey, Benny, one thing I wanted to actually hit you up about. Why did you start to expand into different markets? Did you feel like that you were tapping out Wichita? Did you want to try new markets? What was the kind of the mindset there?
I mean, it just kind of fell into my lap. I had some really good opportunities and some really good relationships that just allowed it to happen. Kansas City, with Aaron Confessori, my partner up there, it was just kind of perfect timing. He was in a situation where he could make the move, and I knew how high of caliber character and professional he was, and so to add him as a partner in that market, for me and Trey at that time was it was a no-brainer. It's like, man, if Aaron's going to jump on the team, let's go for KC. I wouldn't have done that in any other circumstance, So if you got the right people, it makes it a lot easier. And then we started working in Southeast Colorado, had opportunities out there, and it was just kind of a network that I had tapped into, and then was able to meet a kid out there who's kind of really taken that thing to another level. So got a good kid in Southeast Colorado, and then had an opportunity in Denver after that hailstorm hit about 4 or 5 years ago. Same situation, had some good people that we thought we could trust and bring on and go for it. And, no. And so just, we've been lucky. And then in the last year, we've opened up an office in Durango, and that's really cool too, because we had a big opportunity in that market, and it's like, hey, if I'm going to go that far away, I have to have something permanent over here. And so one of my best buddies in Wichita was willing to go out there, and one of our senior project managers here said he'd go out there for a year or two and help build the market, and that thing's become a cool project too, and it's pretty awesome to get to go out to Durango a couple times a year as well. So,
first off, you mentioned Aaron. All right, so my thing was all right, I had to get Benny on the podcast first, and once I broke Benny, I was going to get Aaron, and I'll get Lindsay on here too. Right, Lindsay's also a very crucial person on the team. I'm gonna get them on next, but this is a test. Okay, so Aaron and Lindsay, do you actually listen to any of this stuff? Are you listening to me and Benny? If you are, text us in a group. I like big roofs. Text us. If you don't, I'll know you never listened to it. So we got. There
you go.
We'll see.
We haven't really even got into Lindsay. She's obviously the brains behind the operation. So she's an incredible piece of the pie. So she's the vice president of operations, and she's very. She keeps this thing churning really more than anybody. So,
I would say that she's a missing piece for a lot of companies too. You know what I mean? How would you kind of describe how important Lindsay is and stuff like that in terms of making sure everything's just running smoothly? Because I noticed with companies we work with that she's the position that's missing in a lot of companies.
Yeah, and it's been so awesome to watch, her path or her trajectory, because she just started out kind of as like an admin, assistant admin kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and has just worked her way up the ladder in this company, and just is just so sharp and on it, and I mean, she's all over it. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without her in this organization. So.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Just think about, those people you have in your company where you never have to like really check in on them. If anything, they go past it and like
Right.
they've taken what you told them to do and just completely just blown it out of the water. Just unbelievable communication. I think reliability is another big thing. It's like I think about, the people that I really appreciate at work. Anybody who's reliable. You want people
Yeah.
that are reliable. It's not, That's huge, man. And with the little markets, I think that's actually some people can take away from that. That was a great strategy that I like that you did. Is in different areas of Colorado, whatever it might be, where you go into those smaller markets. What? So that just it seems like it was luck, but are you pretty happy with that? And like, let's say someone's out in California or something like that, and maybe they're thinking about going into a smaller market. Would you tell them to do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity was there and they could get the right people in place to do it, yeah, certainly
Mm-hmm.
I would. So so much about the people that are in place, and the systems that you have in place too to
Mm-hmm.
carry that person along.
I'll be honest with you here too. So I used to be in outside sales, right? So I kind of consider it very similar. Outside sales is you pick you got your territory, you pick your hot spots, you try to maximize your time, right? You try to find these different opportunities based off of where you're going to and driving to or where you're working. And so I was a Milwaukee tool salesperson, right? I was a Milwaukee tool salesperson, and I had the Bay Area, and the Bay Area was the number one biggest territory with the most tools sold to our customers, right? And the Bay Area was so full of competition. It was crazy, right?
Saturated.
Saturated. So it was so hard to get more product line, all that kind of stuff. So I used to drive 3.5 hours up for these couple accounts in Eureka, California, right? And there'd be no other salespeople that would go up to these accounts, right? I would go to those accounts. And it's funny, in all honesty, so this was like, the grow capital of the U.S. or something like that. So it's actually how these people are doing these grow houses. But they'll come in with like $10,000 cash and just buy these tools, right? So it was just funny to think that, hey, this was just a gem of an account, but because it was so far away, no one went there. But they appreciated me coming out so much that I was like, this is perfect for me. This is a great business decision.
Nah, for sure. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So, in Wichita, this is probably the most challenging market commercially that we're in, I think, because you've got some really good roofers that are 100 years old. And so we're up against really good competition. So that's also what's, I think, allowed us or forced us to get better, and so the bar has been set pretty high, and we want to be there up in that upper echelon. So,
oh man, you are.
Yeah.
We got Farha roofing away up there, my dude. Farha roofing ain't messing around. You already know that, man. We've been working with you guys for a long time now, and it has been nothing but a pleasure. And having you on the show, I appreciate. Like, Ben's one of those people where he can have the spotlight as much as he wants, right? But he likes to kind of go do his things. He likes to go close big roofs, have fun, do his thing. He's not looking for the spotlight, so I kind of forced him to come onto this. But I'm telling you, this guy he's achieved some amazing things. He has a fantastic company, right? And they have a bunch of different locations. They have major cities that have smaller cities. They've worked well in both of them. They've been able to handle some very large commercial projects. So yeah, he's the real deal. We appreciate him having him on. Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick, right? Peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. We have two more segments here now, Ben, all right? These ones are much quicker, though. So basically we have a game, right, of who wants to be a roofing millionaire, all right? And I'm going to ask you 5 questions, all right? And then after that, I am going to do end with enlightenment. So you can give us a quote, a book suggestion, whatever it might be, something positive to leave the viewers with, all right? So
cool.
This is what I got first, all right? So for who wants to be a roofing millionaire, you have 2 lifelines. You have 50-50, which will remove 2 of the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting the answer correct. Or you can phone a friend. All right, so you can call one person. If they don't pick up, you automatically lose the lifeline. You ready? All right. Remember, so to just let you know, I have not looked at these questions. Just let you know, Danae. Danae wrote these questions. All right, just let you know. All right, so the way I say them and everything. So even this starting line, she wrote this. As Wichita royalty, Danae says, I quote, I'm sure you know a lot about the businesses in the city.
Delete that.
Do you know which 2 fast food restaurants were born in Wichita? Is it A, White Castle and Pizza Hut? Is it B, Pizza Hut?
Hey.
Oh, he is confident. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Dude, those are 2 big ones. I actually did not know that the Pizza and White Castle were born in Wichita.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is cool.
They're a big part of the city. So,
which one? So let's say it's a Saturday at like noon. Which one would I be more likely to see you at? A White Castle or a Pizza Hut?
So, unfortunately, I think White Castle left here like 30 years ago. They started here in this. They bailed on us, so it would be Pizza Hut.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! All right, we got a Chiefs question now. On to Chiefs trivia. All right, which linebacker was the first Kansas City Chief to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? Was it A, Derek Thomas, B, Jim Lynch, C, Bobby Bell, or D, Willie Lanier?
I might have to phone a friend on that one.
You're gonna phone a friend? Who are you gonna call? And you gotta put it on speaker. You gotta put it on speaker here.
Okay.
Remember, who's gonna pick up? Who? You know what I mean? Dude. Ben. First off, let you guys know, Ben Farha lives on the phone 24/7. If you spend any time with him during the working hours, literally he's just always on the phone. So he's probably out of minutes, if I had to guess.
I don't know who. Let me do the 50-50 on this one.
You're doing the 50-50. All right, so he's going with the 50-50. We have limited 2 wrong answers, leaving you with 2 possible answers. We have A, Derek Thomas, or C, Bobby Bell.
Okay, Bobby Bell.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Dang, 2 for 2. A great performance. This man is good at trivia. All right, well done. I'm impressed. Okay, so we're going to be taking this. Before you ended up in the roofing industry, you used to be that cue card holder at SNL, the Saturday Night Live. Who do you think is the longest tenured cast member on the show with over 1,500 sketches? Is it A, Kenan Thompson, B, Bill Hader, C, Christian Wiig, or D, Amy Poehler?
That's easy. It's A.
Dang, dude. That's 3 in a row. Dang, you're putting on one of the best performances so far, so I'm pretty excited about this. Well done. All right. So, with season tickets to the KU football games, let's see if you know the school trivia. In 1971, during the halftime of homecoming, a huge egg was hauled out to the 50-yard line, and fans witnessed the hatching of Big J's companion. What is its name? Is it A, Jaylee? Is it B, Little J? Is it C, Jason? Or D, Baby J?
It's B, Little J.
Ben. It's Baby J.
Baby
J.
J.
No.
Oh, man.
Dude, I thought we were about to see our perfect 5 out of 5, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Freddie's going to kill me. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, jeez.
Dude.
I knew that.
Oh,
that's bad.
It's all right.
Baby J. It's not all right. It's not all right, Nick.
All right. Well, this next one is pretty geek because remember, Danae wrote this. Okay, so she says, "Last one is to test your company knowledge. We designed your website, so Danae was a big part of that. So we know this one. Your website includes Farha Roofing's core values, right? And it creates the acronym of TIPS. What does the first P or one of the P's stand for in TIPS? Is it A, punctuality, B, professionalism, C, philanthropy, or D, passion?
It's B, professionalism.
Oh, he is confident, man. You know, I'm gonna say something here. You know, you've been a great guest, but I've been very transparent with everybody that's on here. You're doing so great in the game. You know, you have one lifeline left. Were you confident in that answer? What happened there? You could have had a 5 for 5. You could have been the first one in history to be 5 for 5.
I just dropped the ball. I thought I knew the answer before you were.
Dude, you got cocky.
I jumped the gun, Nick. My bad. I did.
Be confident, but not cocky. Okay.
They say
that's how you get in trouble.
Pride comes before the fall, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping to see you my first 5 out of 5, but not bad. You got a 4 out of 5. You left the lifeline on the table. A situation that we have seen way too often in this show, and something that I'm going to stop. You know what I mean? I need people to maximize their lifelines out here. But that was great. I was impressed. We're going to send you a little gift, so Danae will be in touch with you, you know, and make sure that we get that taken care of you. But we got to end it with enlightenment, man. So you got to drop some bombs on you. You could say a book suggestion, a quote. I know you read a bunch of books. You know, what do you want to leave us with, man?
Yeah. So I thought about that. There's a book that I like to give to people when I bring them on. It's called The Ideal Team Player. It's an awesome book, and actually, I think Randy is the one who suggested it to me. You know, it's great when you're bringing people on or trying to build a team to look for people that are humble, hungry, and smart. And those are 3 values that we really like to utilize. You know,
I like that.
If somebody checks all those boxes, typically they're going to be, you know, a great asset to your team or your company. So that would be that's the book that I recommend. I have a quote.
And he's got a quote, my dude.
Not a quote, but no, I got something. It's just it might be inappropriate, so we can edit it if
go
need
ahead.
be. But
let it
you know, it's Willie Nelson. I'm a big Willie Nelson fan, and you know, he's got 3 rules, and I love it. It's just don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole, and don't be an asshole. So,
amen to that.
You know, if you kind of live by that rule, I think in any situation, you could probably make the right decision. So, but
So you heard it here first, guys.
that's my knowledge.
Benny Farha says, don't be an ass. Don't be an ass, all right? So when you're going out there, remember that, right? And all the decisions you make, whether it's, if you're a leader of a company and it's your employees or if it's your customers or if it's the people at home, the family, whatever it might be, don't be an ass. That is a great foundation to use to make sure that you have a good life and people don't get sick of you too. I'll tell you that much. And if you guys, all right, we got the Farha Roofing here. All right. So if anybody's looking for a company to work for, they got Denver, they got Kansas City, they got Wichita, they got Durango, they got southeastern Colorado. So hit it up. We got big time Benny in the house. My dude, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Nick. Good talk.